students. Today we are going to start class 10th Economics Chapter 1 Development Part 3. Students, in this part we will cover Introduction, Public Facilities, Human Development Report, Sustainability of Development. Students, before starting today's content, let us recall the issues we discussed in previous parts. Students, as we have seen in the previous part, that development is income plus quality of life. In that we have seen, as income is important, same as the quality of life, that is freedom, security, safety, good health, education, these are also very much important for human beings' development. So all these things we discussed. Later on we discussed about that different people, different goal. Two different people are not having same goals, they are having different developmental goals. The goal of a student is not same as the goal of a landless laborer, or a landless laborer's goal is not same as the trader's. So it is different than each other. We have also seen the different notions of development. Different people take development in a different way. We also discussed about the conflicting goals of the people. At the same time, a same issue or same development will not affect same as two different groups, as we discussed in the dam construction. When the dam is constructed, two different groups take it in a different way. One group, that is industrialists, urban people, they are benefited, but the people, those they live nearby it, they are getting harmful results of it. They become jobless, homeless, landless. That also we have seen in the case of conflicting goals. We have seen as an example of dam construction. So here we have seen all these characteristics of development. Then we have seen how to see the development of a country. As individually we see the development, same as there is need to see the development of different countries. To see the development of different countries, the criteria of per capita income is taken by World Bank. World Bank has taken this criteria to see the development of the countries. By the help of this criteria, the World Bank categorized the countries into high income, medium and low income countries. So in this way the countries are getting the categories by the World Bank. We have also seen the limitations of this criteria which is used by World Bank, because the limitations are in this method, that is the average income method. Limitations we have seen. It hides many other issues related to the human development like education, health, the living standard, the distribution of the income. Here in this method it is not possible to see, because it only tells us about the average income of a person. So there are some limitations in this method. Students, then we compared three states, that is Punjab, Kerala and Bihar. In that comparison, we have seen that two criteria we have taken, that is the criteria of income method, and another criteria we have taken, that is to see on the basis of quality of life. In the income method, we have seen that per capita income method, we have seen that Punjab got first rank as its per capita income is high in the comparison of other two states. But on the other hand, the infant mortality rate is high, literacy is low, In the case of Kerala, we have seen the literacy is high, infant mortality rate is low, and net attendance ratio is also very good in Kerala. So according to the quality of life, the Kerala is in the good condition, good status it is having. Bihar is at the bottom because these issues are not running properly. People are not having good education. Infant mortality rate is also high there. So these conditions are not good in Punjab and Bihar. So students, regarding the quality of life, the status of Bihar is not good. The Kerala is in the good status. So we can say the quality of life is very much important for human beings' development. Let us see public facilities. Students, public facilities are also very important for the human development. Let us discuss. Money in your pocket cannot buy all the goods and services that you may need to live well. Students, as we know that with the help of money we can purchase materialistic things, but we will not be able to purchase the non-materialistic things like security, safety, pollution-free environment. So somehow we have to depend on public facilities for these issues. Students, public facilities, let us see what these are. Public facilities are services provided by the government to its citizens. Some of the important public facilities include infrastructure, sanitation, public transport, electricity, schools, colleges, drinking water, etc. One important characteristic of public facility is that once it is provided, its benefit can be shared by many people. Students, as it is clear that public facilities are provided by the government to the people for their welfare. As it is in the hands of government, so its motive is the public welfare. So students, whatever the facilities provided by the government to the people like infrastructure, transport, electricity, schools, colleges, drinking water, etc., it is equally accessible, affordable and available to the people as it is provided by the government to the people for their welfare. So for the human development, public facilities play a vital role. So it is very important in the human being's development. Let us discuss something more about public facilities. Public facilities are those facilities which are not possible for any individual to access at economic cost. So government provides such facilities for public to raise quality of life of public. There are many facilities that government provide to the public in their day-to-day life, but government needs fund to provide these basic facilities. The government collects certain taxes for this. Students, as public facilities are provided by the government, most of the responsibilities of public facilities are on the shoulders of government. It is taken by the government so that at cheap rate these facilities will be provided by the government to the common people, to the poor people. It will be cheap because its motive is the public welfare. If it will be in the hands of private sector, definitely the charges will be high. So it is kept in the hands of government so that more and more people will be benefited by these public services or public facilities. So students, here as we are getting electricity, transportation, so it is in the hands of government, that is to provide facilities to the common people. For these facilities, government takes taxes from us. The government collects certain taxes for these facilities. Now students, public facilities are essential facilities for the community at large and provided by the government. They are very important for the public like education, health, transportation, water and sanitation. Infrastructure, but sometime Government of India has partnered with private companies to provide basic facilities to its citizens. This initiative is called public-private partnership model, where government help private companies build their basic facilities. Students, as we have seen, mostly the facilities are provided by the government. Those are essential facilities to the people like transportation, education, health, sanitation, etc. These are provided by the government. But sometimes government do the partnership with private companies, that is to reduce the burden and to provide more and more facilities to the people. It is also important for the economic development. So students, here we have seen that public facilities are very much important for the human beings development because it is accessible, affordable and available for everyone, same as. So here we have seen the role of public facilities in the human beings development. Students, now let us see body mass index. Students, body mass index is the indicator of the health status of the people, as health status also play a very vital role in the human development. In Kerala, we have seen that Kerala has a low infant mortality rate because it has adequate provision of basic health and educational facilities. Similarly, in some states, the public distribution system functions well. If some PDS shops, that is ration shop, does not function properly in such places, the people they are able to get the problem rectified. Health and nutritional status of people of such states is certainly like to be better. Students, as I told you that public facilities are very much important in the development of the quality of life. So health is also one of the quality of life and it should be improved, and the government plays a vital role in the development of health status of the people, as public facilities under that people are getting health care. PDS, that is ration shops, there they get the low rate food, and many other public facilities are provided by the government for the development, as we have seen in the states. Now students, here we are going to talk body mass index. Let us see. Body mass index is a person's weight in kilograms divided by the square of height in meters. High BMI can be an indicator of high body fatness. BMI can be used to screen for weight categories that may lead to health problems, but it is not diagnostic of the body fitness for health of an individual. Students, this method is used to see the body mass of the people. Body mass index is an estimate of body fat based on height and weight. It does not measure body fat directly, but instead uses an equation to make an approximation. BMI can help determine whether a person is at an unhealthy or healthy weight. So students, it is just telling us that is what is the body mass of the person, is it proper or not. It is not a diagnostic method, that is to tell the illness, but it is an indicator. It is an indicator. Students, let us see one activity here. One way to find out if adults are undernourished is to calculate that nutrition scientists call body mass index, that is BMI. This is easy to calculate. Take the weight of the person in kg, then take the height in meters, divide the weight by square of the height. If this figure is less than 18.5, then the person would be considered undernourished. However, If this BMI is more than 25, then a person is overweight. Do remember that this criterion is not applicable to growing children, as their weight is changed as they are growing up children. Let each student in class find out the weight and height of three adult persons of different economic backgrounds, such as construction workers, domestic servants, office workers, business persons, etc. Collect the data from all the students and make a combined table. So, as an activity, we can do this, that is to get the health status of the people. Students, by this technique, we can know that what is the health status of a person. A high body mass index can be a sign of too much fat on the body, while a low BMI can be a sign of too little fat on the body. The higher a person's body mass index, the greater their chances of developing certain serious conditions such as heart diseases, high blood pressure, and diabetes. A very low BMI can also cause health problems including bone loss, decreased immune functions, and anemia, and many other problems can be also caused because of this. So students, here we have seen the body mass index. Human Development Report. The Human Development Report is an annual report published by the Human Development Report Office of the United Nations Development Programme. Students, it is an international program. In this, the development of the countries are compared, but the criteria is different than the World Bank, as in the criteria of World Bank we have seen that per capita income is focused there. But here in the Human Development Report, three issues are focused, that is life expectancy, education, that is literacy level, and per capita income, that is related to the living standard of the people. So student, their criteria is different than the World Bank because they focus on the other aspects of human development. So it is different than the World Bank. So here it is Human Development Report, that is to see the human development in different countries. Human Development Report. Once it is realized that even though the level of income is important, yet it is an inadequate measure of the level of development, we begin to think of other criterion. There could be a long list of such criterion, but then it would not be so useful. What we need is a small number of the most important things, health and education indicators, such as the ones we used in comparison of Kerala and Punjab are among them. Over the past decades or so, health and education indicators have come to be widely used along with income as a measure of development. For instance, Human Development Report published by UNDP compares countries based on the educational levels of the people, their health status, and per capita income. It would be interesting to look at the certain relevant data regarding India and its neighbors from Human Development Report. So students, Human Development Report focus on different other issues other than income, and it gives ranks to the countries as very high. 4 tiers are there: very high, high, medium, and low. In this way, the countries are getting rank. So students, Human Development Index is a scale that uses statistics for life expectancy, education, and per capita income to rank countries into 4 tiers: very high, high, medium and low. India considered low income country. India moves from 130 to 129 in Human Development Index report, New Delhi. India India climbed on India climbed one spot to 129 among 189 countries in 2019 Human Development Index, according to a report by United Nations Development Program, that is UNDP. So students, here three issues are taken, that is to see the development of the countries. It is United Nations Program, that is UNDP, United Nations Development Program. It defines human development as the process of enlarging people's choices, allowing them to lead a long and healthy life, to be educated, to enjoy a certain standard of living, as well as political freedom, other guaranteed human rights, and various ingredients of self-respect. So here students, we have seen that other criteria are taken, those are different than the income, just like health, education, standard of living, all these are focused in the Human Development Report. Development concerns expanding the choices of the people. The human development is about much more than economic growth, which is only means of containing these choices by choices in human development, in building human capabilities, the range of things that people can do or be in their lives. Students, development, as I told, concerns expanding the choices of the people, have to lead lives that they value, and improving the human condition so that the people have the chance to lead full life. Students, by investing in people, we enable growth and empower people to pursue many different life paths, thus developing human capabilities. The most capabilities for human development are to lead a long and healthy life, be knowledgeable, have access to resources and social services, need for a decent standard of living, and be able to participate in the life of community many without many choices not available, and may opportunities in life remain inaccessible. So students, here we have seen that the other aspects of human development are also very important, like education, health facilities, standard of living. These are very important. If these things will be good, definitely people, they will improve their capabilities, they will do more economic activity, their more economic activity will increase the income of the nation, and when the income will be increased of the nation will do the development, and that will be the national development. But behind the national development, many more issues are there, those are related to the people, the population. So there is need to improve the quality of population, that is to increase their capabilities so that they can play their role in the development of the nation. So there is need to improve these conditions for the people. Human Development Index. Students, Human Development Index is a scale that uses statistics for life expectancy, education, and per capita income to rank countries into four tiers: very high, high, medium, and low. So we have seen that Human Development Index, after the comparison, gives the ranks to the countries according to their development. So it gives the ranks to the countries after comparing the developmental level of different countries. Sustainable development. Students, as development is important, along with that the sustainability is also very important. Let us see what is sustainable development. Sustainable development is the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Students, as development is necessary, there is need to develop the resources, but along with that there is need to focus on the environment. The development should take place in such a way so that there should be no any harm to the environment, and along with that we should think about the conservation of the resources so that it should be provided to the next generation. Now students, let us see one example of sustainable development. One example is here, which is related to the water resource. With this example, we can see the more pressure on the groundwater level in India. Recent evidence suggests that the groundwater is under serious threat of overuse in many parts of the country. About 300 districts have reported a water level decline of over 4 meters during the past 20 years. Nearly one third of the country is overusing their groundwater reserves. In another 25 years, 60% of the country would be doing the same if the present way of using this resource continues. Groundwater overuse is particularly found in the agriculturally prosperous regions of Punjab and western Uttar Pradesh, hard rock plateau areas of central and south India, some coastal areas, and the rapidly growing urban settlements. Students, here we have seen the problems also behind the decrease in the groundwater level. As the reasons we have seen: agriculture, urbanization, industrialization. These are the reasons behind the overuse of groundwater level. Students, in states like Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, agriculture development is there. There is growth of food grains there. So because of good agriculture, there is need of more irrigation. The pressure is on the water resource. Farmers are doing more irrigation here, that is to get good production. So there is a pressure on the groundwater level. They are doing more irrigation to get more food grains, that is to fulfill the requirement of the country, of the people. The next reason is here, that urbanization. Because of urbanization, people, they are using the groundwater, they are using their own hand pumps, and they are using more and more groundwater. So because of these reasons, industries are also using water. So these are the reasons for the decrease in groundwater level. Some questions are also here. Why groundwater is used? So different reasons we already discussed here. Can there be development without overuse? So students, some methods we should find out so that we can solve this problem. We can wisely use the resources so that it will be for a long time with us, and our next generation will also use that resource. So there is need to use wisely these resources without damaging or giving harm to the environment. So students, here we discuss the sustainability of development. Now, after this explanation, test your progress. Now some questions are given here, that is to check your understanding. Are you able to give the answers of these questions? In what respects in the criterion used by UNDP for measuring development different from the one used by the World Bank? Why is the issue of sustainability important for development? Explain the meaning of HDI. Mention three components of measuring HDI. Why is literacy essential for the economic development? Explain. So students, these are some questions. Let us once recall what we have seen in this chapter so that it will be easy for you to give the answers of these questions. First, we have seen students, that is what is development, that is income plus quality of life. Then we have seen different people, different goals. Different people are having their different goals, conflicting goals. Then we have seen the national development, different notions we have seen. We have seen the comparison of states also on the basis of per capita income and on the basis of other criteria, that is the quality of life. So students, here we have seen these things. Then after we have seen the criteria of World Bank. Then Human Development Report, in that we have seen that the criteria is other than the income. We have seen the Body Mass Index. UNDP we discussed that its criteria is different than the World Bank. So all these issues we discussed in this chapter, and I think it will be easy for you to give the answers of these questions. So students, this is the last part of this chapter. Thank you.